This is Lily Canada, investigative reporter for Good News Clues, and I can honestly tell you, we have come upon a most disturbing scene. I got here a little later than I expected on a Friday evening, just before sunset and the Sabbath started. It seemed I had almost caught up with our mystery man, but I could tell that something terrible had happened here. It was the place of the crucifixion. It appears that 3 men were killed here today, as I can still see the crosses and hear the people weeping. From what I can tell, one of these 3 criminals was our mystery man that we've been searching for. I'm not sure what awful thing he did that would cause him to be crucified so quickly, but it must have been something unthinkable. I didn't make it in time for the trial, but I was still out searching for more clues in our blind man's story. In fact, the whole trial for this Jesus man must have occurred very rapidly, because we were at Good News Clues didn't receive any information about it. Apparently, it happened overnight, and it was over before we even arrived. Most of the people have moved on from this place, but I was able to find a woman who was here and experienced the whole thing. Nadia, you were among those who witnessed the atrocious murders that happened today. Would you be willing to describe what you saw happen to Jesus?
Yes, I was here. I saw this Jesus of Nazareth, the beloved teacher and healer of the people. I was in a state of shock when I saw him walking up the rough path towards Calvary. He had been whipped and tortured. He was exhausted carrying his own cross. I didn't even want to watch, but I couldn't seem to take my eyes off him. It was such a shame. I didn't understand it. Why would they do these things to such a kind, loving man? You could see his face. He wasn't angry. He didn't cry out. He even did his best to smile at people through his pain.
I don't understand. What did Jesus do that caused him to be sentenced to death? I've been following him for a while now, and I've only seen people doing things to him that are helping. He opened the eyes of a blind man. He fed a large group of people who were hungry. He protected his friends out on a fishing boat. What terrible act did he commit that was worthy of this crucifixion?
It doesn't make sense to me either. I heard that they accused him of blasphemy, claiming to be God. They say he was stirring up the people and going to cause a rebellion. I don't believe anything they said about him. You could tell just by looking at Jesus that he wasn't a criminal.
I heard someone say that he spoke right before he died. Did you happen to hear what he said?
It is finished. Father, into thy hands I commit my spirit. That's what he said.
What does it mean? What was finished? Who was the Father he was speaking to? Did you see a man at the cross who could have been the father of Jesus?
No, his mother Mary was there, but there was no sign of a father.
That's interesting. I wonder what he meant by that. There certainly were a lot of odd things that happened today.
And you don't know the half of it. Another scary thing happened right as he was dying. It was about 3 o'clock when a thick darkness came upon us all. And just as Jesus' body came limp and lifeless, there was a terrible earthquake. Lightning flashes and loud roars of thunder. People were terrified and started running for their lives.
Wow, that's very interesting. It seems like nature was trying to tell us something. I think that must be another clue. I just really wish I knew who this mystery man was.
Well, I don't know if it helps, but while the other people were fleeing in terror, I saw one Roman soldier looking up at Jesus as the lightning flashed behind the cross. I'm not positive, but I think he said, truly this was the Son of God.
The Son of God? What? How? But you know, it does kind of make sense. The miracles, the healings, the angels telling of his birth, this was no ordinary man. I have to find him. Do you know where they took his body? Can I see him?
I saw 2 well-dressed men take his body down off the cross. They took the body of Jesus to prepare it for burial with rich spices. I believe the one said his name was Joseph of Arimathea. There was some talk about him having a special tomb prepared, one that he had built for himself and his family. You should check there.
Thank you so much for your time, Nadia. I've appreciated all the information you've shared with us. Hopefully there's still time for me to see his body before they lay him in the tomb. I've got to hurry though. This has been Lily Canada, reporting for Good News Clues, where no clue goes uncovered and no stone remains unturned. Stay tuned to hear future reports on this story as we finally solve the mystery of Jesus in Nazareth.